The Lord your God will make you abundantly prosperous in all the work of your hand, in the fruit of your womb, in the fruit of your cattle, and in the fruit of your ground. For the Lord will again take delight. For the Lord will again take delight in prospering you as he took delight in your fathers. When you obey the voice of the Lord your God to keep his commandments and his statutes that are written in this book of the law, when you turn to the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul, then and only then will God delight in making your ways prosperous. Not before, not in the middle. When you have turned to the Lord your God with all your heart and all your soul, when you obey his voice, when you keep his commandments. And I know that Jesus has come. Jesus has already come, not to abolish the law, but to fulfill it. But Jesus still calls us to obey God's voice. Jesus still calls us to walk in his ways. Jesus still calls us to keep God's commandments, because that is how we walk a righteous life. That is how we live a blameless life. We can be blameless. We can't be sinless. We can't be perfect, but we can be blameless. Look it up in scripture. It's true. So once you do all of those things, then and only then will God take delight in prospering you. And I don't want you to do all of those things to just get to a prosperous life, because that's like vain. But I want you to also just keep in mind that following God and following his voice and following his commands, that is choosing life. There is life beyond this earth. This world is not permanent. When you die, you can take nothing with you. And eventually this earth will be no more. This earth will be no more. So you're either going to live eternally with God, or you're not. And a life without God will be so different. Life without God here on earth will be so different than life without God, after Jesus comes back. Like once it's all said and done, that's basically what hell is. A life without God. You don't want that life. You don't want that life. This world is fun, yes, but it's all temporary. Jesus is the only permanent thing. So turn your ways back to God. Follow him. This will be the day. Stand in agreement with me that this will be the day. Moving forward, you will turn your heart, your soul, your mind, body, and spirit back to the Lord, and honestly, earnestly search him, seek him, follow him, listen to his voice and his commands. Because you are choosing life. Life and life more abundantly.